right, the shift continues. We're now finally, mercifully, in Austin. We're only a little bit away from downtown. Thought this might be interesting for some people to see. Per the usual here on I-35, there's a lot of construction going on. I expect traffic to slow down any moment.
I-35 South US 290 West. In a quarter mile, keep to the left on I-35 South US 290 West.
5:40 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. The traffic is amazing. It's crazy how clear these streets are here in Austin. This is the clearest I've ever seen it around this time. I was expecting to just be completely stopped here. Okay, here we go. This is downtown. The Capitol building is just right down the street. You can see coming up here the Lyndon B. Johnson Library, LBJ, is on our next right, and the State History Museum on the second right. I've been to it in both places whenever I was in elementary school. Field trip. I love both places, the library and the history museum. They're both really awesome if that's the type of stuff you're into. You gotta be wary. If you noticed right here, it's 14 feet 2 inches of clearance vertically right here near the middle of the lane, but the arch goes down on the right hand side and it's only 13 feet 2 inches. So for some reason you had to suddenly move over. This vehicle is not going to clear it. It's going to crash into it. So we want to stay as close as we can to the center line here.
Turn left and then take the entrance to the left in 520 feet. In 500 feet, take the entrance to the left on I-35
Don't listen
South
to
US
Samantha.
West.
She's still confused by all the construction. There's literally something like a 300-mile stretch here around Dallas, between Dallas and San Antonio, that my GPS just still doesn't know what the hell's going on, and I doubt anybody's GPS knows what the hell's going on. Maybe Google, but that's very dangerous to use if you're trucking. That's going to take you down some really, sharp side streets and alleyways and all kinds of shit like that, and you're going to end up crashing over curbs and knocking down fire hydrants and dragging cars along with you and all kinds of shit if you follow Google. My first teammate, not going to mention any names or anything like that, but we were fresh out of school and training,
Continue on this road for
and
69
I
miles.
was on my own for about 2 weeks, and I had some nightmarish experiences trying to use the Qualcomm GPS. It just did not work correctly, and it took me over a bridge. I was loaded up. I was probably weighing about 33 tons, and it took me over a bridge that was 15 tons max. And when they say that your life flashes before your eyes, I mean, I was in Kentucky, and it was probably at least a 150-foot drop. So, and this wasn't some kind of really short bridge. This was it was a bridge that was probably twice the length of my truck. So, when people say that your life flashes before your eyes whenever you're in a near-death experiences, I'm serious. My life flashed before my eyes. I even saw kind of into the future. I saw my daughter, who wasn't born yet at that time. I saw her growing up without a father, and my mother losing a son, and my fiance being widowed, so to speak. Can you be widowed if you're engaged? I'm not sure how that works, but anyway, but I made it across, obviously, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go buy a fucking GPS, a trucker GPS, and this Rand McNally, I haven't regretted it, not even once. However, back to my first former teammate. I was having a little bit of trouble with the first Rand McNally GPS that I had, and it was just turn off. And so all I had to do was just go to trade it in, but he, I guess, got pissed off at it or something, and then just started using his phone. And so that had me a bit worried, and he rolled me out of bed a couple times, slamming on his brakes because he couldn't make turns, or got sent down old dirt roads and shit. I'm serious. I would look out and we'd be bumping around, and literally the road wouldn't even be paved. And I'm like, we're probably a little bit too heavy for this road. That's what I'm thinking, sarcasm strongly implied. Then finally, he was cruising down a street. No doubt, I was asleep at the time that this happened, but the right mirror slammed in to the window. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And apparently a tree had hit it or something, but it just wasn't wide enough for a truck on that avenue. So it's like, I mean, he said it was a tree. I don't know. But long story short, yeah, you definitely want to have the trucker GPS. You don't want to use Google unless you absolutely have to. And then you want to be really, really, really aware of your situation. You don't want to get into a residential area or things like that. This bridge is a little bit better. It's a 13 foot 10 inches. I still don't think you could fit over here to the right if you had to pull over, but who knows? I like going solo. You have to pay your dues in this business. That's one thing that's really clear from the beginning. The longer that you're in it, the more money you're going to make. And even if you're doing the exact same job, even if you're a natural, so to speak, there's nothing can be substituted for your experience safe driving. So that's why you always want to be safe. One wrong move can be deadly when you're driving a truck. In fact, in 2016, I read this statistic from Overdrive, which is a daily or semi-daily trucker online magazine. I'm not sure how long it's been around. I think it's been around quite a long time, but it seems really reliable to me. It gets sent to my email. I usually take at least 5 or 10 minutes to skim through it. Overdrive magazine. What I was saying is that they posted a statistic that supposedly showed the trucking industry as having the highest amount of work-related fatalities in the last year. So, you know, it's not a game. A lot of people say, oh, all that you do is drive, and I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. Well, you take 2 or 3 seconds off driving 60 plus miles an hour, even in just, you know, these cars right here, and it could be deadly fatal consequences. With a big truck like this, you're probably not just gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt somebody else as well. So, safety, safety, safety. There's what you can see here. I'll try to turn a little bit here. Downtown. State Capitol building is just out of sight here to my right. You can see it. Very Greco-Roman architecture, as all the state capitals in this country are. This is a time whenever having an automatic is just so worth it. Don't care what anyone says. It's already rage-inducing to deal with traffic like this. Austin has some of the worst traffic here on I-35 in the entire country. That's not an exaggeration. Pounding up and down through the gears right now is just, it's beyond annoying. And I have done it. I said I learned and I trained on a 10 speed. Annoying as hell.